welcome to today's episode of Community Connections, airing right here on OROMIA11. I am your host, Anna Orr. And today we are talking St. Paul Public Library systems and summer programs for kids of all ages, and some special resources for adults too. This is going to be a good episode, and hopefully one that can get you and your scholars headed over to the library soon. Stay tuned. Rookie, I'm so excited to have you joining me today as a returning guest to Community Connections.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here again, and thank you for having me.
Now, we are talking summer programs taking place at the St. Paul area public libraries, but we have a little twist happening currently because you are no longer in one spot, but circulating around the library systems. Is that correct?
That's correct, yep.
Now talk to me about your role, because you are currently the Somali community specialist at a few locations. Can you talk to me about what the circulating experience is like and how being a Somali community specialist actually works in your area?
Yeah, and so Somali community specialist is basically a cultural liaison who speaks Somali language, and that is my role right now. And there are a lot of communities and from the East African and Muslim communities that visit and St. Paul Public Library system. So before, I used to be at Arlington Hills Library, as you know, when I first came here. That was one branch, and I was focusing one facility, supervising staff and doing programs in that specific location. And however, right now I am between the 13 libraries and plus the book mobile, which I'm able to go with and do programming to the communities that populations that are not able to reach the library, or the library is very far away. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I go and I'm in between the systems, so it's a system wide, and I have a few offices, but everywhere where the East African community is where you will find me.
I love that. Now, we know that there is a librarian, and we kind of get the gist of what a librarian does. But can you talk to me about how this role is a little bit different and some of the opportunities you get to do that are different than a librarian?
Yes, so librarian, and mostly they are in the library, as you know. Like traditionally, when people go visit the library, you will go to the front office, you will see mostly librarian or a library staff, and who usually takes care is an archiving and reference work whenever you have a question, no matter what that question is, as little as where I can find this book, and book recommendation for your children, and question about elections, everything that's going on in the society, and they're over there for that. However, and the specialist is the community specialist is, in this case, my role is, and I be in the front desk, for example, and answering questions, but kind of to give the community, we are here for you, and you can ask comfortably questions somebody who looks like you. And also, and a bigger role right now is collaboration with the library staff and in the system, and helping them. And whenever they're doing programs, for example, consulting me and regarding the specific community, right? They ask me about what's okay, what's not okay, and then I'm there for them. And I also have the opportunity right now to do more outreach and design programs and do programs like the Somali and family story time that I do, and digital and literacy for adults, which I would love to kind of start in this fall, and because it's already also available. So these are the things that are a little bit more greater right now. And also the most important thing is being there for the community. I'm there.
I think that's wonderful. Now, I have to backtrack just a little bit. You said two things that really caught my ear as you were speaking. You said that we can go in and talk to librarians and ask questions about politics and civic leadership in our area, trying to gain more understanding. I think that's so important as we're heading into November. We know this is an election year, and we have some very crucial decisions to make for our communities going forward and our country. I think that takes the pressure off sometimes. I think there's a hesitancy to talk about politics in the open. You know, people usually say on a first date or on a first meeting with someone, you avoid politics and religion. And I think that makes people maybe a little more comfortable to come into a space and be able to ask some questions when they may not fully understand or even know who's running for what in our area and how we can lend ourselves to our civic duty. I think that's very powerful.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very important to understand that the library is a space for the community, and that space is for them to use, and it's a safe space for people of all ages. When you go there, and there is like a misinformation that circulates sometimes, right? So being a librarian, staff in the library, the privilege is, and they have a training, for example, right? When you go there, it's not like, tell me who should I vote. That's totally different, right? But then what is this candidate doing? No matter which candidate you want, for example, you feel confident asking that question. So the librarian and the library staff are there for you to get information, the right information. So fake news is circulating now. The social media is putting all kinds of things over there. So just getting the right information, the library is the right place, and the librarians are over there. You don't have to feel like, oh, can I ask this question? Yes, you can ask.
That is very true. As we know, knowledge is power. Now, representation is so important, and like you said, the comfort of being able to come into the library and see someone that looks like you, someone that speaks your language, and ask them about things or talk to them about resources in the community is also very essential. What has the community response been to you being circulating around these multiple libraries?
Yeah, so the community's response has been a positive and also a surprise, and which is a surprise that they needed. And for example, when I transitioned into this role, I started doing family story time, as I told you, and most of the time the story is designed for the East African community. For example, the books that I read will have African animals, for example, right? So these are cultural specific, and when they see me, oh, Rukia, you're here now, like they are shocked at the same time. They listen it after a few sessions and they ask it, you know, we need parenting education, like, because sometimes you have a signature, you're branded for something in the community,
right,
and you cannot deny that. So I was very open and fortunate, like they really asked it. So I was able to blend and redesign the story time, and did like this is a story time plus parenting education, where I tell the story, and when I finish the story, and because it's to enhance the reading skills of our children, and the parent education is empowering the parent, who is the second teacher of these children, right? And then I do this parenting, and parents are getting the opportunity to ask me any specific question that they have.
I think that's wonderful. Now, you've started to talk a little bit about some of the programs and services, but I want to talk specifically about some of the summer programming. Now, you guys have programming for people of all ages, correct? Can you kind of just start to talk more about what those are, so that maybe someone watching this could say, hey, I'm interested and I should head to the library?
Exactly. So we have programs for all ages. And mostly summer, because of there is a summer slide where children go like fall behind in their academics, right? So we focus more on children's program. We have Summer Spark, and we have a sheet where people can fill and for their children every day they do activities, reading like at least 15 or 20 minutes, which is the recommendation. Activities, going and asking a question on the librarian. So we have a specific, and the first day we give a free book and to this child, and then as they read, and there is like a specific point, and then at the end of the program, which happens end of August, we give them another book. So these activities are designed for parent and children connection, space to be and have a play time and together, like a quality time, take it quality time together, right? Apart from that, the library also has computer classes, digital education that people are not kind of aware of, book clubs that are going on. And so you have to go in the library in order to find out all the amazing stuff. If you don't put your feet over there, you will be wondering, oh, the library has books. But there are more than books that we have when you're applying a job, resume help, all these things are over there. We just need people to be over there.
Now, you were talking about computer classes, resume assistance. All of these things sound like programs that young adults and adults who are already in the workforce or about to enter the workforce need or may benefit from to sharpen their skills before fall comes. If you are interested in pivoting jobs or careers or wanting to further your education, it sounds like now would be the time to come in and start flexing some of those muscles, gaining some of those resources so that you are best able to put your best foot forward.
Yes, we do have that, and it's ongoing. It's not only summer, because digital literacy is like the early literacy. We do story time, which is a very a small portion about the illiteracy, and our children are reading behind. And when you take them to the library, for example, you encourage them, you role model, right? You reading, they will read. The same way adult digital literacy is something that we are lacking, our people are lacking, and they think maybe specific time is the time to go at the library, but this is ongoing. It's responding to the needs of the community according to the change that's happening in the society. Computer basics is something that they need, and we have it for them. Now people are thinking on cybersecurity, how do we protect it? There is all like AI, which is getting confused, right? But if you are lacking the basics, really it's going to be a tough. So whether you're applying a job that's related to a computer or office, no matter what type of job, people need to have a basic computer literacy, digital literacy, and the library is for there, no matter what your level is.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Now, for people that have busy scholars that are in the house, probably running them ragged day in and day out, because as we know, we are in summer and kids are out of school, and for a lot of children, they don't have anything to do, and they're trying to figure out how to keep their scholars' brains stimulated, but also continue to help them build community. What are some of the opportunities for them and to engage with you out at the library?
So we have a lot of programs going on in the library, and with the children, you can come to the library, bring the whole family to the library. And I also want to emphasize that we have a play and learn area, and we are expanding, like decorating and for them. So children's area, when you come with your child, they will find all sorts of things that stimulate their brain. We neglect their brain, that's why they're having a hard time when they start school. There is no connection that's happening. And in really children's brain, you have to provide more stimulation, and the library is there for them. And when we say play an area, mostly, our community and East African community, Somali community, the play is like, I don't want them to play, it's just a play. But here, when we're saying play, is a very intentional and material that's available in the library. For example, there is like a kitchen play, like it's a pretend play, but it's exactly the same thing that we have in the home. So when they go over there, they can play, they can pretend they're cooking, they can pretend they are chef in the restaurant, and sometimes put on clothes, and all this talk. When you are interacting with your child, their vocabulary is increasing, the relationship and becomes better. So your child listens. Most of the time parents are having hard time saying my child is not listening to me, because there is no connection that you're doing. The children love to play, and those play, there is a vocabulary increase that's going on, whatever. Then when you come home, they know, because they already had this play area that resembles the kitchen, and they will take care, because when they finish playing, put back,
That's right.
Yeah, so it is like a place that really stimulates children, and also we are having library in the park, which is gonna finish after summer. But example, we go out in the parks, and then we do programs. That means children get to run around in a structured manner, and then we also provide every program that's happening around and the library.
I think that sounds so wonderful. Now, for someone who is in the library system like yourself, can you share with us one or a few hidden resources that you feel like people don't know about that the library provides? I think some of us have a very old or traditional mindset about what the library is. Oh, if you want to go in and check a book, if you want to rent an audio book or something like that, you can get it there, or music of some sort, you can get it there. But there are so many other things. There are study rooms, and like you said, there are copying and faxing opportunities. There's different things that you can do. Can you share with us just a few of those?
Yeah, so I think one of the first thing that I would highlight, and that kind of works for everybody right now, is a social work. We have a social worker, which is a hidden gem right now in the library.
An on-site social worker? On-site
social worker.
Wow.
And that means nobody knows, or few people know, but it's been used widely, and it's really, I appreciate, because of all sorts of need that's happening every day, and mental health. And so the social worker is there for them, and there is a schedule, and there is a drop-in where you don't have to feel that it's very hard to reach, right? It's over there for you. So you need to go there and ask, don't shy, and everything is, of course, private, right? And you will get reference, whatever, you need, and from shelter to job placement, which is like a guide that's available for you over there. The other thing that I think and people are not aware of, for example, is like community specialists, and me one of it, and it's like we have a digital literacy, as I said, and then helping. There is an open lab, which is a computer help where you can drop in, and if you go to our website, you will see, and if you type open lab of and basics of computer and literacy, you will see classes come up over there, and you go over there, and then what happens is like you need a resume, you have a new device, somebody give you a gift, maybe Kindle or new tablet that you don't know how to use it. You go to the library, somebody is there for you to fix and teach you how to. And another thing is like if you don't have time to read, audio books over there. We have an app that's called Libby, for example, right? And then you go there, you don't know how to install, the librarian is over there for you. So just if you don't ask, it's not going to happen. And if you don't know, you're not going to know. And just go. If you're not feeling comfortable asking, or there is a language barrier, community specialists are there for you.
I think that's wonderful. And like you mentioned, I think early on in the programming, you are the Somali community specialist, but there are multiple different specialists available to support the great landscape of different groups that are represented across our library systems. There are Spanish-speaking support, there is Hmong support, there is an African-American support there. So it's not just one person. If you feel like, oh, but I don't speak Somali, I won't be able to receive support. There are multiple people there ready to equip you and support you as you navigate the library system.
Exactly, because I don't know the language, it's not an excuse. the library is there for you to facilitate, and that is the main reason we are there, and the library system has and these people, so that every program that's needed for this specific community, and the specialists are the ambassadors. They know, they advocate that when we sit down on the table, we are talking about programs. I'm an ambassador for my community because I know what they need. And when I'm doing an outreach out in the community, and I'm advocate for the library because I know what the library has. If they say, oh, the library is just reading, no, it's not reading. So I'm over there like a kind of a ambassador in both sides, so that I can be, fill the gap. And so that's the main reason, and liaison exists. But at the same time, it's empowerment. It doesn't mean the library will not provide story time and other than one community, but at the same time, just to go there, it's a connection. Just go there, and then you will see, you will find, and you will become a regular. If you go every day, play over there, every staff who's behind the desk will see you, and friendship happiness, then connection happiness, and then people feel comfortable asking more questions. That's why we have to be there and show our faces sometimes. Just be there for your community.
I think that's beautiful. Now, can you talk to me about what it has meant to you personally to be able to serve your community in this way?
Yeah, it meant a lot, and to be there and for my community, because I'm able to listen to them. And sometimes when you have more other duties, you don't have a time to sit down. But in this role, I'm able to sit down and listen to them, do the programs that I think and they need, and because of I knew what they needed. And then sometimes they order me, Ruki, we don't need this one, we need this one. Okay, I'm over there for them. So it's just sitting over there and designing all this and like a culturally specific programs. For example, I was able to do, for example, during Ramadan, an iftar dinner, and we invited a lot of elected officials, the community members, kind of bringing communities together. And so it's like making them feel at home. This is your space. You can ask what you want, you can learn what you want, and also enhance really more in the parenting education that I was doing a lot in the community. And right now I'm able to provide that opportunity to anyone who stops in the libraries.
Now, I was told congratulations are in order. You have finished your degree, you have received your master's. Can you talk a little bit about that journey?
Well, it has been a great, like a passion kind of, every day you learn and read. So I was able to kind of further my child development and into another level. So developmental psychology is one thing that I really wanted to learn, so that I can provide more insight to our special youth that I really worry about where they are going, and also adults and the children has parents, and those parents really need education. So it gave me a really a good tool to continue serving my community, where I learning more, and my concentration was administration and leadership, where I'm able right now to get the bigger picture, and when I'm like not in the one specific group, but at the same time understand how, for example, in designing this digital literacy for our adults and parents, give me inspiration, and also the pedagogy, how you approach an adult education is a little bit different than children, and because they have all these experiences with them, right? So this digital literacy is something that I'm right now teaching them, and they are asking, and after understanding, because I'm not going to work. I don't need, it's not like that. You're here to help your child. Now you don't know what programs your child needs to use in order to be successful in school. So when the parents are able to navigate the computer, internet, email, all these things, they are equipped, empowered, and they know how to help their children and enhancing the reading skills of their children. All I'm doing is like, okay, this is like right now I'm going up and down early literacy and talking more about the importance of digital literacy because they don't have these computer skills. And knowing them is not only you, but it's going to save your time. It's not like you're going to work, because people mostly they do things when they want to do something, right? Absolutely. But at the same time, you're already in full-time work if you have children. Mm-hmm. So, and a computer is something that you cannot escape.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, it's a great journey, and I'm grateful and to complete that, so that I'm right now equipped to help every angle that my community needs.
It truly is wraparound services over there at the St. Paul Public
Yes.
Library System.
Yep.
Now, a quick question that I don't want to buzz past because I'm sure viewers have it themselves. Are there any costs associated with any of the programs through the St. Paul Public Library System?
Beautiful question. No. So, and the library is a public library. It's free. You just need to show up, come, and ask. If we don't have a program that you really want, we will design. It will take a process, but we will make it happen. But the library programs are free because it's a public library. It's a public space.
Wonderful. Now, we did talk a little bit earlier about you circulating around the different sites. Can you give the list of the public libraries specifically that they can find you at the main locations, so that if someone who is here locally is closer to a specific one, they'll know when to find you?
Yeah, so I am circulating right and in between, because in system-wide, and usually cultural liaisons and their location is mostly the central library, which happens in the downtown. But here, because of the community needs, and there is a Rondo library, for example, and that most of the community are like there because of the accessibility of the train, mm-hmm. or transportation. So that is the number one place that I recommend people stop by. And Marion Park is another library that I have an office. So regardless of where my office is, if you go any library, you will find my business card information, and if you ask, and you will get in touch with me. And another way is just to go and over there get physically. Otherwise, just your fingertips, type SPPL, visit sppl.org, programs and services. Just click community specialists, and here you will get the list of the community specialists and choose my name. There is a phone number over there. There is an email over there. Super easy.
Wonderful. Now, what can we look forward to as you all head into the fall with the St. Paul Public Library?
So fall is going to be a continuous programs, which will be a little bit different than being in the parks and partying and going around, because people will be going back to school in order to respond that. And we have a homework help and center where any child who's in school can drop in. Mm-hmm. And some of the locations are jammed because of the community tends to love that place, and which is another story that why they come. One is library more than the other, but they can go over there because that is what they need. And another stable and continuous program, and that I would say is a reading together, and where college students volunteer for the library, and then the librarians, they pair a child with a college student who will be helping them read, so that the reading level goes up and of the child. Book clubs are continuous, and other programs that if you go again sppl.org and go events, whatever comes to your mind you can type. Otherwise you can choose which library is closer to you, mm-hmm. and then all the programs that are available will pop up over there. if you're wondering, hey, I'm not a computer savvy, and go to the library and ask the librarian there over there to help you and see some of the programs, and you have to, and register because of high demand and like the digital literacy offered by the community specialists is hidden from like anything else. Because of the high demand, you have to register and be in touch with that specific instructor. Space is another thing that I cannot emphasize. I tell parents, because they tell me something and then again I tell them, and then they said, okay, we get it.
Right.
So there are middle school students, for example, that sometimes don't need help. We have a lot of children and at home, amazing, but then there is a homework that this child has and the parent wants to manage. The library is the best place to manage. Bring all the children to the library. You can sit down and relax somewhere. Put the child who needs help in the homework help center. The child who does not need help, there is a space. They can sit down. You can go to the homework help center, or even the person who's sitting at the desk, ask them, I need pencil, I need rulers, you need tools to do the homework. Right. And a space, it's over there for you, sit down. And then one child independent who says, I don't need help, because that's what I see when the teens and the parents sometimes and in conflict, like, I don't need help, I know I don't want anybody to help me. Okay, but sit down, do your work over here. So it's a space that they can use, and it's been underused because things are available over there and you will be relaxed and being over there. So continuously, and also teens have a creative center, and where they can be over there with their peers, learn and technology, or STEAM programs, all sorts of things that they need to do, activities that will first keep them busy and learn forming relationship and in a structured way. And one of the things that the library is good at is you are there, you feel kind of safe, right? And if there is like you're feeling I'm not being welcomed, it's not happening over there. Just to do whatever you want. If you feel uncomfortable, talk to librarians, because that's why they're over there.
How do we as the community support our local libraries?
You can support the local libraries by encouraging families and friends to visit the library. You come visit the library and use the resources that we have and programs over there. So when you're visible over there, the programs will increase, we get funded, right? And that's how we keep going. All these programs that are available over there is for you. When you come, encourage, you're over there. And other ways that you can help is, and there is like a friends of St. Paul Public Library, they do fundraising, for example, yearly, and attend this and talk about the library, the importance of the library in community meetings and with business leaders, so that they know what's available for them over there, because even the business leaders can use the library. We have spaces for them, and anyone who needs even to have a job interview, now we have a video kit where people can check out a laptop and everything together, where they can have their interview in Zoom over there in the library. So come the library, use it, share. That is how you can support the library.
Thank you so much for joining me again on this episode of Community Connections, Rukia, and please continue to keep up the great work.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here with you.
It is my hope that something that has been said today you have found inspirational, informational, and or educational. There are so many resources out here in our communities, and we definitely have to find ways to come in and keep them going. Thank you to Rukia and her amazing team at the St. Paul Public Library Systems, all 13 of you all being represented here today. Keep up the great work. And as always, I am your host, Anna Orr. This has been Community Connections, airing on OROMIA11. I look forward to connecting again with you soon.